So I'm Eddie Bundren. I'm the National Account Manager at Lowe's, and I help handle this account. This one was brought to me late last year, so we've had to work really quick to get this out there, but it seems like it's going pretty well. If you have any bumps, just let me know. This is a new program for everybody, but I am confident that this will save you quite a bit of money. And it also helps with Lowe's identifying what products you need. And it helps us as well too to try to get a better supply of PVC. Now, a couple things I do know about PVC right now is the market seems to be getting better. I see a really big uptick in what we can get. However, PVC is on allocation. So just bear with me on that. I will do the best I can. However, with signing an agreement for ARST, it does help me actually argue the case to get a different allocation than what we have. Even if I can get a 5% increase in allocation, that's a huge bump for as much PVC as we buy. So I will keep everybody up to date as much as I possibly can. But I know in this market that it's hard to get. However, I will do what I can to keep the inventory levels to where you guys need them. So with that being said, a couple things you can do is the first thing is you can open up a Lowe's account through Synchrony. The Synchrony account, you'll see it saying LAR LCA. All that means is Lowe's accounts receivable, or Lowe's credit, or Lowe's commercial account. The commercial account will get you 5% off every order no matter what. Because I know that a lot of times on a Saturday or Sunday, you want to run in the store, you need to pick up something on an emergency. If you have this account, a couple things happen. Number one, you will get 5% off at the register. And number two, we can store LAR and LCA accounts. So let's say that you have, one of the examples I have, and I'll show you later, is Edge Radon. So if I have Edge Radon and I have to do it, and I'm here locally in a little town called Paducah, Kentucky, if I have to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and send somebody down to Nashville, which is 2 hours away, to actually do a project, as long as they have my telephone number and they're registered as a buyer with Synchrony, they can walk into the store, they can get what they want, show an ID, and they will ring them up. They'll get 5% off and get them a receipt. Out the door they go. Another couple things that is a benefit for an LAR LCA account through Synchrony is that you get $20 delivery fee no matter what. The other thing that helps as well too with Synchrony is you can require a PO number. So let's say that I require a PO number for anything on Synchrony through my Lowe's account. When somebody comes to the register to check out, it'll ask them to trigger them for a PO number. Okay. Now, if you don't use PO numbers, one of the things I've learned through other customers that we have as well is if you don't use a PO number, use an account name. Let's say if you're doing let's say we're doing Nashville Airport, put in Nashville Airport, because the cashiers will put it in there. So when you get your bill and when you go through it, at least you can see who's buying what for where it goes. So just because you don't use POs doesn't mean you can't put a name on that account. So that's one of the other advantages for using LAR LCA. The other advantage you have too with using the ProDesk, and as I think I said earlier, I know that this is a different recording, but I'll go back through it one more time. You can go to any of the pro services and open up an LAR LCA account. Okay. Now they are credit accounts. Now you also have the option too. If you don't want a credit account, you can open up an escrow. And all that escrow is prepay before you go in. Some businesses like to do that. That's completely up to the business which route you go. But if you open up a escrow account, you still get the 5% off. So basically, instead of paying it on the back end, you can load it up on the front end and you can send people in to spend, or you can spend on your own. So it just matters which way you want to go. So the other thing that we'll go through is we have an online account, okay, which is the Lowe's for Pros. You get a 5% off with your LAR LCA, which is your Synchrony we discussed. But if you go online, any tender that you register, whether you can link your LAR LCA to this account, or you can go in there and register your own personal P cards that you use. It's eligible for a 5 to 10% discount. So what happens here is a lot of your accounts, instead of just using 5%, it'll run about 7, 8% off. So it's an additional percentage off to use. The other thing I will tell you, as well as with the online account, is you can actually buy stuff ahead of time, and you can set it up for pickup. And a lot of people like it because you can send somebody to the store to pick it up, and they're not wandering around the store for an hour looking for different things. A lot of people like that as well too. So that's just some of the advantages that you do have initially with this program. So that's kind of the overview. So to continue this recording, what we'd like to go through next, Amy, when we go through sign up.